Come on, doubles. Hey there, my name is WayneWrz, and on this channel, we're walking the journey toward Jesus together. Today we're going to talk about these two wooden cubes and what they mean, but we're not going to do it here. We got to go somewhere else. I have a friend named Eric he's used these wooden cubes a few times, and the day that I got these two was pretty great. A group of us youth pastors went out and we visited a monastery that's nearby here, and at the start of the day he had us pick a cube that kind of represented where we were. I grabbed this yellow cube, and I grabbed this yellow cube because I felt like at the time like I was a little hurried, a little bit busy, but also had energy to do what I needed, and I felt really good, but also like maybe a little too busy, a little bit too frazzled. And so we grabbed those cubes in the morning, and then we just spent that day at the monastery. It had a lot of woods and a lot of streams. You know what? We should be in the woods. Now I know what you're thinking, Wayne, 7-Eleven is not the woods. And I know that, but I have a 3:30 late lunch meeting today, and it's like 11, so this is my first lunch, so I can make it until my late lunch meeting at 3:30. So now to the woods. So at the start of the day, I grabbed the yellow one. I was doing good, had energy, but felt like I was kind of scattered, kind of frenzied. And then really the plan for that day was just to spend time praying and seeking the Lord. There wasn't really an agenda, and I spent like 3 hours just in the rain, just walking in the woods, praying and worshiping. I really enjoyed that because I sometimes like to be loud when I'm praying, and sometimes you can't do that in a room full of people, or even like in my office at church. But I was just in the woods for this day, just talking to God, worshiping God, enjoying His greatness and His creation. So big thanks to Eric for just facilitating this day that we could just go and spend time seeking God without an agenda. We didn't go there with a Bible study plan or with something to accomplish. He gave us a few verses as guides that we could use if we want to. I don't even think I used those at all, but I enjoyed that day. And then at the end of the day we came back. So we came back at the end of the day and we were told to pick another color. Yellow had represented me at the start, and we were told to pick another one. There's green, purple, orange. You know, part of me was like, I should pick orange because that's my favorite color, and then make up a reason for why that's really how I felt in my relationship with God. When we came back at the end of the day, I picked this one. As you can see, it's not actually a color, it's just wood. It's natural, it's not painted. And really what I was feeling God speaking to me that day was that I needed to trust God and who God made me to be. You see, so often I compare myself to people, friends in ministry or famous people in ministry. I'm like, well, I'm not able to do what they're able to do. But I have to remember that God didn't create me to be who He created them to be. He created me to be WayneWrz. I am weird, I am silly, I tell dad jokes like it's nobody's business. I'm a decent speaker, I'm a decent video maker, I'm decent at playing the drums. And that's who God made me to be. And as our church goes through this transition, sometimes we're like, well, I need to be this. So over the last few weeks, it's been great to have this little cube of wood that Eric gave me that probably cost him a nickel somewhere, to remind me to trust who God made me to be. To know that God has me here, and that I'm not supposed to be anybody else, and to not compare myself to other people, but just to walk the path that God has for me, to trust His calling and the gifts that He's given me, and that's what I need to get through this season that I'm in. I hope you guys are having a good week. I hope you're just encouraged by this today. And if you have anything that I can pray for you or talk with you about, my cell phone number is in the description below. Feel free to text me. Let me know. I'd love to pray with you or talk with you. I hope you have a great week as we walk the journey toward Jesus together. Take care, Brown Bear.